Hello, and welcome to an episode of Cooking with Corona. Although, as you'll know if you've been watching up at this point, we're not actually cooking with Corona, we are in fact cooking whilst we're in a state of lockdown in Tier 4 at the moment. That is, of course, unless you're watching this while suffering from COVID-19, in which case I suppose you are in fact cooking with Corona, but the connotations that appear within that sentence. Now, as it's winter, we're going to make a nice wintertime dish, and it's kind of two dishes all at once, actually. I meant to make oxtail soup, but in fact the best way of making oxtail soup is to make braised oxtail first. And it so happens that oxtail, you see a lot of it around the Christmas holidays. Now's January. It should be in stock towards the end of January, even February maybe, because it is a very wintertime thing to have. If you live near a West Indian kind of butchers, they'll have it all the time, and in fact I do in fact plan to make a West Indian oxtail stew, which is a kind of curry. But we're going to be making stew today and some soup. And come down here and look. Aren't they lovely? I know it looks a little frightening at the moment, but with a little love and a few little ingredients, they'll be just the thing. This is the recipe I'm following, by the way. Suggests putting 2 kilograms. This is a little under 1, but I'm sure it'll still work. As with all of them, it's a kind of hybridized mixture. The only meaningful dispute that I find between the different recipes I'm looking at is how long to cook it for. So, let us braise. Don't worry if it looks as though it's bleeding. I haven't just chopped it literally off a poor unfortunate ox today. It's just because it's been defrosting. First thing to do, whilst it's there, is season it quite generously with salt. Give it a good rub in. Turn it over. Do it again. Cover with a little black pepper as well, which in my case, of course, has a little turmeric in it, because I never change this gadget. Right, I've got a little dripping in this large saucepan here, and into that I'm going to begin with the oxtail pieces. Let's put the larger ones in first. We'll go for 3 for now. Put them in for about 2 minutes and then I turn them over. You can see how this one is brown on that side. That's the side I already had it on. See how that's browning as well. Let's just put it on that side now. Same thing with this. Well, they're not cooked through, nor do they really have to be. I had them in for about 8 minutes in total. Now I'm going to put some more dripping in for a start. You can put more oil in if that's what we're cooking with. And I'm going to put these 2 large ones, I think, and then when I've done the same thing, I'm going to put these smaller ones in for a similar length of time. The hotter everything gets, the less time you need to have it in there. It's in less than 5 minutes, and already it's brown on each side, or brown in on each side. Now we'll try it again with these little ones. Oh yeah, half a minute, already glowing brown. Now this tiny little bit of meat that's not attached to the bone, we'll try that. Almost at once. Next up, some nice carrots, 4 that I've got here. I shan't insult your intelligence by suggesting you don't know how to peel one. Take your choice as to whether you want to cut them sort of lengthways or like that. I might do a bit of both actually. Now you can cut either 1 onion or 2 little onions as I did just now, and I've cut 2 sticks of celery. And into this, got some more dripping here, and I'm going to put all of that in there. Carrots first, I think, since they're the hardest. Here they are then. Put this in. Now that that's cooking away, shall turn my attention towards these 5 cloves of garlic, which I shall peel and cut. They've been cooking for a while. Let's just try one carrot. One side's slightly burned, but right, it's soft. You come here. Onions are starting to go crisp as well, and that's what I want. Put in the garlic then. I'm going to take a little rosemary as well. Maybe 1 sprig or 2. Well, I'm going to put whatever's fallen off in there as well. I'm going to put in some basil rather than bay. And some thyme. More salt and pepper, I think, this time for the vegetables and herbs. Yeah, pepper with turmeric, as I said before. Thinking of putting a little mint in just for a laugh, probably shan't. Probably just a pinch if I do. I'm going to put in what's left of this little bottle of wine. Maybe some of this too. Yeah, lovely. Probably too much. May put some Worcestershire sauce in there. No recipe I'm following suggests it, but why not? Then I need about 400 milligrams worth of tomatoes. These are rather appropriately in this case named beef tomatoes. These two between them easily come to that weight. Back we go. So we'll let that simmer for a little while, and then at last we'll put the beef back in, the oxtail. I actually have put more wine in there because it reduced substantially due to the heat. But we'll just allow that to stew. Now the oxtail. And some stock. May as well put the lot in. Now I shall simmer it for 2 or 3 hours, and most of the recipes say that for every half hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, you should come and inspect it. But I'm going to go away now. I'm going to cover this up. Alright. So for 2 hours, maybe 3 now. Nice. Very nice indeed. Right, well, the other day, my mother came to visit. I gave her some of the juices for the soup. I'm going to have it as a stew today, so that you can watch me eating it. I'm going to make some dumplings now, quickly. I've made some dumplings elsewhere, but I'm going to make them suet-free today, very quickly. Just so that I can have them properly. Ordinarily, I'd make the dumplings and put them in the stew, but since I want soup again, I shan't bother doing that. This is a very simple method, hybridizing BBC good food with a hint of Helen. First of all, 200 grams of self-raising flour here, a little over 100 of butter there, unsalted. And with my hands now, I'm going to develop a sort of crumb there. Then add some water, tablespoonful at a time, now that I've made them into little balls. See here how I've put them in the stock. And it's going to cook in there for about 3 minutes. See you a bit later. It's a bit later now. Here's the lovely stew. Here are the hopefully lovely dumplings. So, I'm going to dish up. Not as successful as I'd have liked, but here's one at least. Here's another. Alright, let's have a taste. Nice carrots. Nice swede. Nice oxtail. Let's try this microwavable dumpling. I think I prefer it with suet, but still works. I made this one inside the stew. We'll try again. Nice carrot. Nice onion. Very tender meat. Comes very easily off the bone, so if you like, you can cut it off the bone before serving, as I would if I was serving more than one person. A bit buttery. It's alright, but I think I prefer it with suet. Right, well, that was a very lovely oxtail stew, which can develop as a soup. I'm sure you'll enjoy it yourself. If you don't, then you have no taste buds. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Ta-ta! And here it is as a soup. Delicious. I meant to make oxtail soup, but in fact the best way of making oxtail soup is to make braised octopus. Braised octopus? And then I'm going to put this large one, maybe with this one. See it fizzing up there? Next we need some carrots. I shan't insult your intelligence by suggesting you don't know how to peel one now. I shan't insult your intelligence by suggesting that you don't. Next up, some nice carrots, 4 that I've got here. I shan't insult your intelligence by suggesting you don't know how to peel one. While that's cooking then, I shall cut these 5 cloves of onions. No, I won't. Then I need about 400 milligrams worth of tomatoes. Right, well, the other day my mother came to visit and I gave her some of the soup, and it works very well as a soup. I gave her some of the juices for the soup, so I already know that it works well as a soup. I'm going to have it as a stew today so that you can watch me eating it. Ordinarily, I'd make the dumplings and put them in the stew, but since I want soup again, I shan't bother doing that. So these are some very simple by doing this in the normal way, now that I've made them into little balls, I'd put them in the stew, but and I'd cook for the last 25-20 minutes that the cook was cooking for, but since I want to keep the juices for soup, as I said before, I'll put them in the microwave. Nice carrot. Nice carrot. Right, well. Oh dear, the lighting's terrible, isn't it?